Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Floss and this is the Grape Jelly Library. I am so glad you could join me. I always look forward to your visit. As always, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that I may continue to bring you all the bookish fun. Is July 17th. Yes, it is July 17th. And as promised, I am going to bring you my book review of the very latest book that I have completed. I am falling a little short of my reading goals as of lately because life has just gotten really super busy for me. And what can one do when that happens but simply the best that they can, and that's all I can do. But tomorrow is my day off. I plan on going for a little bit of veggies at the store and then just being a homebody. I am told that it's going to be bright and sunny and 90 degrees, so I plan on floating in a pool tomorrow and catching up on all of my reading. So I've been buzzing around the house today like a loon trying to get things done, sweeping and mopping, and the kitchen can really hold a person hostage. There is so much to be done cleaning wise in a kitchen, but I just dedicated X amount of time to tidying up and wiping things down, and then I dedicated the rest of my time to salad prep. So I didn't per se assemble my salads, but I did do some chopping and prepping to get it ready, and I came up with this salad right here. And I plan on making a couple of them up, actually a week's worth of them up, so that each morning I can just grab and go. So I'll have my water, I'll have my salad, and there'll be no excuse to do anything other than the right thing. So yeah, I'm a little bit excited about that. That is yum, yum, yum. All right, so let's get into this book. The book that I have most recently completed is Slewfoot. Now, this book was purchased strictly for the cover. 2 years ago in December is when I read my first Brom book, Krampus. And what had happened is I was in the bookstore and they had it on an end cap, and I saw it and I was like, you know, all right, I don't know anything about Krampus, I'm gonna do that. So I put it in my arm pile of books, and boop, boop, boop. And then when it came to make my final purchases, I was like, you know, which ones aren't really gonna make the cut? And so I put him back, but not in the correct spot that I got him from. And with that, I received a phone call. And you know, I was talking on the phone, and the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? I think I do want that book. So I went over to get it, and it was gone. Somebody else grabbed it, and it was the only book that they had in the store. And so I did not end up with that book. And of course, you know how that goes. When you can get something, you don't want it. It's only until you can't get it that you really, really want it. So now I became obsessed with getting this book. And being that it was Christmas Eve, and my plan was to make a hot chocolate and put new fuzzy socks on and new fuzzy pajamas and get on the couch and with my blanket, and my kid is grown and moved away, so it's just me and my husband, and so we weren't going to see family until the next day. So Christmas Eve was kind of laid back that year. So that was my plan. I was just going to be cozy, comfy, and get some Christmas reading in. Alas, that book was no longer to be had by me. So what I had to do was download the Audible version of it. So I wasn't exactly thrilled with it. So yeah, you know, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't what I expected. Nothing like I expected. But yeah, I would do it again, but this time I would do it with the book. I would not put the book down. All right, so now I researched Brahm. Then I saw that he was also did his own illustrations, and I think that's fantastic when somebody can multitask like that, write a book and illustrate it as well. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? So, and he's very, very good at what he does. So yeah, that's why I decided I was going to purchase this book. I didn't know what a Slewfoot was, but I had some kind of inclination as to what it might be, and I was correct in my way of thinking. But yeah, this is what the cover of it looks like. This is what the back of it looks like, and I was intrigued by it. So in the cart it went, and I think this is the very first book that I really did one of these two, and I wish I didn't, because it actually separated. I don't know if you could see in there, it's separated from the actual cardboard of the cover, and we won't be doing that anymore. A Tale of Bewitchery. So I did give a brief description of this book prior to me reading it in another video, and I'll just refresh you. Praise for Slewfoot, a lusciously dark tale of witchcraft and devilry. This book was tailor-made for lovers of folk horror and everyone who wants to live deliciously. Slewfoot takes hold of the maxim sympathy for the devil and yanks hard on that literary taproot, unearthing a far more elemental and complex truth. Fast-paced, hallucinogenic fairy tale delivering likable protagonists, exotic beasties, and scoundrels whom we long to see at table with their just desserts. At the crossroads of victimhood and vengeance, Abatha makes her choice, and blood follows. So, an ancient spirit awakens in a dark wood. The wild folk call him Father, Slayer, Protector. The colonists call him Slewfoot, Demon, Devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her pious village, he is the only one she can turn to for help. Together they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy the entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in its wake. If it is the devil you seek, then it is the devil you shall have. This terrifying tale of bewitchery features more than 24 of Brahms' haunting paintings, fully immersing readers in this wild and unforgiving world. All right, so I made my notes, and I don't think I'm going to have to refer to them, but I'll just keep them close by, should I? So this story takes place in the Puritan era of 1666, and it is about a young lady named Abatha who was given to a stranger in marriage by her alcoholic father, and she marries a gentleman named Edward, and oddly enough, the marriage, the arranged marriage seems to work, except for one day Edward turns up missing. He falls down a well, I believe a goat. He heard a goat beckoning him, and he ended up falling down a well and met his demise. And Abatha, residing on the land that her husband Edward was, it was inherited by Edward and his brother Wallace. Now with Edward out of the picture, Wallace wants full control of this land, and Abatha is not willing to relinquish her share of it. Now, there is a debt still owed on the land, so an agreement is made where if Abatha can produce fields of corn that and pay Wallace in that manner, then he will consider, that to be payment on the land, and she will one day own it. Except for Wallace knows that this will never happen. It's virtually impossible for her to come up with this much corn. Meanwhile, lurking deep in the woods is some sort of beastly creature who is in a state of confusion. His mind is hazy. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know how he got here. He doesn't know his purpose. He doesn't know a heck of a lot. And there are these wild folk that dwell amongst the forest, and they are animal looking like creatures with childlike faces and sharpened teeth. And they are kind of cueing, he is Slewfoot. They're kind of cueing Slewfoot in as to who he is and how mighty he is and what he used to do and what he needs to do in order to keep the forest, wild folk, and every single aspect of that realm functioning properly. There's a chain of events that needs to occur, infinitely, and it's not been happening, and so they're kind of pushing him to do that, but he's kind of like fighting them and not wanting to do that anymore. He's tired. He just wants to rest. He just wants to be left alone. So one day, Slewfoot and Abatha, their paths cross, and he shows her how to tap into some mystical, magical powers that she may or may not, harbor within. And sure enough, she actually does. He shows her how to summon the creatures underneath the earth and how to conjure up a manifestation of bees in order to pollinate, in order to generate crops and fields of corn. So there are some shenanigans that go on when this becomes a reality, when the fields of corn become a reality. It is discovered that Abatha may be using deviltry or witchcraft to make this crop manifest, and the Puritans are highly against witchcraft and deviltry, and so she is captured, she is punished, she is tortured, and she is left to fight her battles. And basically, for a good period of time, this friendship, this relationship that she embodied with Slewfoot, although still exists, is actually not in the forefront while she is being tortured. She is wondering, where is he? Why is he not helping me, protecting me? I am literally on my last leg of life. Where is he? And so I'm going to leave it there. I won't tell you whether he does appear or he doesn't, but I will now tell you what I thought of this book. If I had to rate it from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, I would give it a 3.5, which is a pretty good rating. Much higher than I would have given Krampus. This book will actually propel me into reading further novels of Bram when the time comes. Yeah, I would say I really do like it. There was a point in the book where it was monotonous. I found myself saying, okay, all right, I get it. Okay, pull the plug. But it wasn't where, it wasn't enough to make me say, all right, I'm gonna just put this on a shelf and quit it. I'm not gonna finish it. It wasn't enough for me to do that because of that little downfall. I was able to get past that, move along, and I was glad that I actually did. So would I recommend this book? Absolutely. I did recommend this book before, and 2 lovely ladies jumped onto this, and one of the ladies actually told me that it is now her very favorite book. And the other lady told me that she liked it in the beginning and then didn't and then did. Myself, I liked it throughout except for this little part that I found monotonous, but it wasn't anything intolerable. Definitely recommend this book. Yeah, definitely. When they say praise for Slewfoot, yeah, I think it's original, very original. Yeah, it's a little bit of a pricey book, $29.99. I don't quite think it was worth $30. That's in the USA. Canada, it was $40. I don't quite think it was worth that price tag. But what are you gonna do? There's a heck of a lot of art in there, so I guess we're paying for some artwork, huh? Perhaps that's the deal with this one. I don't know, but I mean, if you take your books apart and you wanted to frame that, it's high gloss, very nice. Yeah, so that is my book review of Slewfoot. If you do go out there and purchase it, I hope that you enjoy it just as much as I did. And yeah, so there's that. So I'm going to end the video there, guys. I thank you ever so kindly for joining me in this book review. I hope I did it justice. And until our next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, and be reading.